Okay, welcome Soaring Hammer fans. This is Ithaca here, and I'm doing this video for Ben, also known as Tectonics. It's one of Ben's masterpieces here. This one's going to go to, one that was supposed to go to Matthew Lacombe's mother, along with the suit, which we never got yet. But this had a couple issues to it. It was originally made by Ben, but then it was molded and casted by someone else, and it wasn't mixed properly. So we had a lot of... Really? I'm doing a video right now. Alright, so it wasn't mixed properly, so we had a lot of issues with liquid, an agent of some sort, rising to the surface of the plastic a lot, especially when it was painted. Now, fortunately, it was cast with like a cold cast. It was cold casted actually, which is done with a powder. It's an aluminum-based powder that goes in the mold prior to the plastic. So when it hardens, it gives it a silverish look to it, which is what saves this project, because once I had gotten it, now Ben's paint job was miraculous. I mean, it was amazing. Very clean, very professional, looked like a brand new weapon. Decals on it, stencils on it, everything. But because we had to soak it for a while, I soaked it, I scrubbed with a scrub brush to get the majority of it off, and then I had to take some a scraper, and all this metal showing, or what looks like metal showing, are all the areas that were affected by this liquid that was rising through the plastic. Now, like I said, it was, thank goodness that it was done with cold cast, so that gives it a metal look instead of a gray, a white, or a black look underneath. Then what I was able to do with this is, after I was able to, and there's still some spots where I can still scrape. See this right here? Let's see. See that? So it needs a little bit more work on my behalf. And I can always tell where this liquid of some sort, whatever it is coming up, because the paint's real shiny in that area. So I'll do that a few more times, go over it a few more times, let it sit for a few more days. What was a big lifesaver, though, is my son. My son is 2 years old, very creative. He's got his dirt piles outside, his dirt holes that he digs in. And I thought to myself, dirt is a good, instead of using a powder to kind of dry out the resin that's rising, I would use dirt. So I went out to my son's dirt pile, and I buried this weapon in the dirt, and I grabbed, I had gloves on, and I mashed it all in there to help absorb and scrape off any of the excess liquid that was rising. And it gave it good scratches, good beat up look, and actually a nice, I cleaned most of the dirt off so it wasn't caked in there, but it does have spots where you see some dirt, which gives it a nice used and abused weapon now, a combat weapon instead of an arms room weapon. So overall, I think saving it worked. It's good. Now, it's not the Ben standards, of course, because Ben, he's the weapons expert, but it definitely works, especially considering it's going to be a free weapon. So there you go, Ben. I just want you to see this. I just wanted you to know that there were a few areas on this weapon that I thought had some issues, and that primarily was his front sight post. I'm not sure if that's broken, or I think it looks broken to me, but I think it's supposed to have like a bump over it, a rise over it. But that was like that when I had gotten it, and that was pretty much that. And there was no charging handle. I don't know if this is either that just might be, no, that is definitely, because it's got a little hole. He's got a hole there for and it's empty. So the charging handle's missing. But I have some charging handles for the MFF 5Ks. I can cast one up in a couple seconds, paint it up, and put it in there so he's got a little charging, so she's got a charging handle. But other than that, Ben, it looks pretty good as far as being shipped out. I think in the future we'll still have a slight issue of this liquid rising. It's from not properly mixing any dye with the Part A and Part B primarily. Some people have a tendency of mixing Part A and Part B together and then pouring the dye into it and then mixing it that way, which is incorrect. You have to mix it with Part A first, real thorough. With B? Yeah, B, clear stuff. The blue container, mix it real thoroughly, and then mix it with Part A, and then it will look fine. But so for all you out there, if you ever see any liquid rising through your plastic, it's because, one, you didn't mix your dye properly, or two, it's possible you didn't mix your plastics together 50-50, or just stir properly. So anyway, same thing from SoaringHammer.com. and also on YouTube. Once again, this is for Ben Tectonics, who is a Soaring Hammer member. And remember, if we can do it, so can you.